Hi, and welcome to June 2025 Astrological Updates with Ellie Molina. I am an intuitive, a psychic, and an ontological consultant. And one of my favorite forms of consulting is called psi-ontology, not Scientology, but psi-ontology. And this is where we take psychic phenomena and we blend it with who we are being. And it creates a phenomenal experience in terms of being superhuman. So, with that being said, I welcome you to this month's astrological updates. If you are using an old-fashioned pencil or pen and getting a calendar, the old-fashioned kind that you can hold, well, this is a day to really go grab that calendar and circle it and remind yourself that this month has some of the most important astrological aspects and dates for the entire calendar year. And before we begin, just want you to know that there are 2 days this month that I really encourage you to highlight, put an asterisk, little notes, whatever it needs for you to do to happen so that you can remind yourself, become self aware that these are the days where you are going to make magic happen just because the planets are so aligned. And one of the first days that this happens is that we have a 4-star day, almost 5-star, on Wednesday, June 4th. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So we want to highlight that day. And then we also want to highlight June 18th. This is a feature day of the year. Can you imagine that? So we'll talk about what that looks like in a few minutes. And then we have one of the luckiest days, actually the luckiest day of the year, which will be on the 24th. All right, so those are your 3 dates to remember. Now we're going to go through the whole entire month right now. So we start on June 4th, which is coming up real soon. And this is a Venus sextile Jupiter. Okay, this is a 4-star day, meaning that it depends, of course, on your attitude. It depends on your intention, what you're putting out there. However, the planetary influences in Western astrology will highlight a day of love, good fortune. So that means if you've got things planned that require luck, well, this is the time where opportunity and preparation meet for you. So if you're feeling love, allow yourself to feel even more love on this day. These are conscious choices. People, please remember that everything is consciousness and awareness. All right, now let's go to the 5th. You want to circle this day. This is a great day for concentration, laser sharp focus. You have Mercury sextile Mars, Gemini, Leo. So if you can focus on something now and continue to focus on it, this habit will build and build. And this is a great day to begin. Venus enters Taurus on this day as well. So this is going to be a very richly abundant, loving month. Okay, let's move on to the 8th. We have Mercury conjunct Jupiter. This is a great day to set negotiations, contracts, travel, transportation, communication. If you're putting forth speaking engagements and looking for dates where you can start, to get your speaking engagements lined up, wonderful day to have this happen. So really fabulous day for that. All right, now let's move on to June 9th. Jupiter enters Cancer. This is good luck, depending, again, this is going to be really great luck. Also, you just want to pay attention where Cancer is. What house does this fall in on your personal chart? This is going to be such a wonderful time for you. It is also the time to make a major decision. So if there's something that you have been indecisive over, now is the time to make that decision. And if you need counseling or advice, go get it. All right. Sometimes it's great to trust your intuition. Sometimes it also helps to hear yourself speak to other people who have knowledge in this area that you're looking for. Okay, now, again, remember when we're sharing our victories and we're sharing our successes, not everybody receives them the same way that you might. There may be jealousy, there might be a little bit of resentment going on. So be mindful of when you're sharing all of your enthusiasm for your projects, be mindful of your audience. Audience awareness is always crucial to any dream and plan. Okay, now let's go to the 11th. We've got a full moon in Sagittarius. Okay, and we have Jupiter conjunct Mercury. So, and we've got some action happening with Mars. So, there's going to be luck on this day. So, this is a full moon. You know how in full moons we normally say, oh, release anything that you don't want. Well, do that too. However, one of the things that you really want to focus on this thing is to start looking at the future. Hey, I'm going to have global travel be part of my life. I'm going to start to bring higher educational programs to the world. I'm going to start to teach people whatever it is in your heart that you need to be doing to bring the planet to higher frequency, that you then get out of your own way and start bringing it to fruition. Start communicating with people. We can't keep all these things within ourselves all the time. You can't be hiding. You've got to share your gifts, your talents, your abilities. Get out and share. All right, now transiting moon in Capricorn on the 12th with Venus in Taurus. Ooh, and this is a really great day. So you're going to notice that a lot of emotion will take place. Be mindful of your emotions. Remind yourself that emotions are usually childhood programming coming up to the surface. Take a look at it, dig a little bit deeper than the initial emotion, see what's going on, connect with the inner child, respond, do not react. Okay, we got quiet going on. All right, until the 15th, where we have Father's Day in the United States. And then we have Mars square Uranus, Leo, Taurus. Now, this is one of those days that has the potential of going either way, meaning depending on what you're creating, depending on where you are consciously, depending on all of these things, you can turn this day into a fortuitous day, or you can also turn this day into a wild card full of surprises and unexpected things happening. Again, you are in charge of your emotions and how you handle situations. All right, we've got Mars entering Virgo on the 17th of June, and that will begin to alter the way that we take action. In conventional astrology, Mars is the action planet, and Virgo is always someone who's planning, being precise, looking at dotting the T's, crossing the I's, and Mars kind of wants to rush ahead. So it's going to be interesting with Mars in Virgo. Now, we do want to circle June 18th, as I mentioned before. This is the feature. This is the most important date of 2025. Why? Okay, so many things are going to be revealed, and this is going to be interesting. I'm not one to do political predictions. However, pay attention on June 18th. Wake up. See if something gets revealed in the larger scope of the world. See if something happens. And maybe something will just happen in your own life. Maybe people who had been lying to you or things that you have believed were one way, you find out they're another. So maybe people had betrayed you. Maybe your trust was broken. This is one of those days that happen once in 7 years. So you really want to take a pen, pencil, highlight it, pay attention, use it for your own advantage, and see what happens. All right. Then we have the sun entering Cancer on the 20th. We have the summer solstice. And then we move on to the 22nd. And the 22nd is an interesting day. First of all, it's going to be a very fortuitous day if you have aligned yourself and you've got all your ducks in order and you've been conscious and you've been creating and you've been aware of what's going on. So this will then give you an opportunity to be even more determined to fulfill on your goals for the rest of the year. Then on the 23rd, we have the opportunity for people to begin new projects and to take all of the data that they have used in the past to start something new. It's a fortuitous day for new ventures if you have all of your data in order. So then on the 24th, remember I said this is the luckiest day of the year. Circle, circle, circle. I'm getting chills on this one. It is a 5-star day. The sun aligns with Jupiter. Everybody's going to love this day. Use it to your advantage. Do something amazing. Achieve a new goal. Set your priorities. Set your aspirations higher. Use the energy of this day to create something new for yourself, something fun, something loving, something genuine, something that will benefit the planet and other people around you. Then on the 25th, we have a glorious new moon. So we have fresh starts beginning. So if you've been struggling through the first 6 months of this time, this is a wonderful time to look and reassess and say, hey, you know what? We got 6 more years of the calendar, 6 more months, I'm sorry, 6 more months of the calendar in terms of if that's you use a calendar to set goals and do that, or you're using the year to set goals. So you have 6 more months to begin something new or reawaken the dream that has been sleeping or that you haven't been proactive with. This is the time. This is the time where you can achieve an amazing phenomena in your life if you set your mind to it and you learn what it takes to create this. This is where psi-ontology comes in, using your psychic abilities, learning how to use your psychic abilities in the way that you are being. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the 26th. You can have good news. Circle this, get ready, wait for some good news to come in. A lot of laughter. If you haven't been laughing a lot, start laughing. Find circle this day and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to find something to laugh about on this day, and I'm going to be laughing my way through the 26th. Then we have Mercury trine Saturn on the 27th. Again, this is a day of commitment. This is a day of drive and passion. This is a day to get things moving again. Remember, if we're not writing things down and recommitting to them, the spoken word moves out of existence. We speak something and then we forget. So we really want to make sure that we remember and remember and remember. Okay, Mercury trine Neptune on the 28th, a lot of magnetism. Get out, share yourself, really awaken your sense, become the magnetic person that you really are, align with who you truly are. And then on the 29th, we have Mercury opposite Pluto, Leo Aquarius. And this is going to be an interesting day again because the financial world might be affected. So you want to make smart choices. And you also want to start looking at what have I been creating this month that I'm going to carry over into July until to the end of the year. All right, circle those days. This is going to be exciting. Keep me posted. Let's add on in the comments and see what happens on the 18th, if anything. And if it's personal, hey, put that in if it's exciting. All right, sending you all much love, many blessings. Thank you. Have a great month.